Hello, my name's Julie. Welcome to my channel, Plans in the Making. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about one of our favourite planner accessories, washi tape. I'll be showing you the brand new Planything washi subscription box that's released today. Very excited for that. Then I'm going to share with you 10 ways that you can use washi in your planner. Mainly decoratively, but some functional ideas too. Along with my tips, I'll be showing you pages from my past planners, so you can actually see what the washi tape looks like in a spread. But let's start with this unwrapping. I'm always excited to see new washi tape from Planything. I am an affiliate and you can find all the details and my link and discount code in the description if you're interested in subscribing or just shopping from Planything, who is based in the Netherlands. This is the third washi tape sub box and each one has 6 washi tapes, 4 of the narrower 0.8 centimetre ones and 2 of the 1.5. I can see we've got a beautiful stripe, a grid, this one looks like confetti, and then we have got one of these hexagon patterns. These, I believe, are 1.5 centimetres. We've got a larger grid, always useful, and a pretty tiny floral pattern. So let's get these swatched out so you can see them properly. So we have this candy pink grid pattern, but in the wider washi, and this really pretty floral pattern. I'll be using that later, I think, when I show you some of my washi tips. This is a really cute confetti pattern. Then this is a lavender stripe, really beautiful. I would say this is more lavender grey with the hexagon pattern. And then we've got this grid, which is sort of an orangey yellow butterscotch. I'm not great with my colours, but I will compare these with some others that I've got from Planything so you can see the difference. Here are 3 of the other grid washes that I have from Planything in an orange shade. And this is the new one in this sub box. So hopefully you can see there is a difference, but it is quite subtle. I happen to have a Bic biro on my table. I don't know if you have these in the US, but I would say these are quite a close match. The advantage of buying these sub box washi tapes is that they clearly all coordinate. These colours are found in the little flowers. Just to say, if you do subscribe to the washi sub box, you will be signed up to 2 months of subscriptions, but then you can cancel after that if you like. Before I move on to my washi tips, just a reminder that you can still get hold of the washi tapes from the previous 2 subscriptions, at least at the time of filming this. The first one was this black and white washi set. I do have a video, so I'll link that on screen if you want a closer look. I already have them swatched out on this card from my previous video. This one has got one of the scallop washies and the stripe washi, 2 of the wider decorative washies and 2 new patterns, a cross and a spot. And last month we had these beautiful citrus colour washies. I particularly loved this stripe. I used it in a squad girl spread that I did and it really just made the spread. But we have the hexagonal, some grid, and this chevron pattern was a new design too. Here they are close up in case you want to see them. I'm a big fan of Planything washi. I use it in a lot of my spreads. It's great that Amber brings out lots of different colours in the staple patterns, which are the grid, the hexagon, the stripe and the scallop. But we also have some fun one-off designs too in these boxes. And before I move on, just to say how cute is this little roller skate bag that they come in. I love how Amber packages the sub boxes. It makes it a real treat when they arrive. Now it's time for my 10 washi tape tips. And I'll be showing a range of washi tapes, not just Planything, but I'm sure Planything will be cropping up more than once because it's probably the brand of washi that I have the most of. So let's start with washi tip number 1. You may have seen the video I already did where I showed how to use washi to make decorative stickers, but just in case you didn't, I thought I would include it here. You can really go to town with washi tape, get creative and make your own stickers to add to your spreads. For my June Currently page, I made this lighthouse really simply, just using some Planything grid washi, and I absolutely love how it looked with a bit of scrapbook paper and some stickers added. I made some other shapes like a pineapple, ice cream, beach bag and ice lolly. And one more page I made was this one, where I used the washi to make a little beach hut, and also at the bottom for the sand. Patterned washi is particularly good for this. So if you've got a big washi collection and you enjoy getting creative, I recommend going to town and making your own decorative stickers with washi. On to tip number 2. Tip number 2 is another decorative tip about an area of your planner you may not always think about. As I was flipping back through my older planners for this video, I noticed that it was something I never did at the beginning, and that was use washi to highlight the date area. You can see in this old planner, I've left the dates blank, no decoration. Occasionally I put maybe some ice creams or another icon in between the numbers, but I never thought of using washi tape to decorate the top of my planner spread. That's the great thing about planning, you're learning new tips all the time. So let's show you some of my spreads where I've decorated the dates. I think it must have been last year that I got into doing this in a big way in my planner. Maybe because I was having to redate old pages and I didn't actually have a brand new planner, so I thought a little bit more about the dates at the top of the page. For this one, I used Live Love Posh black and white striped washi, which was the perfect match for these Happy Planner old style sticker books with the black and white stripes. It doesn't take long to put washi at the top of your spread. Rather than cut each individual piece, what I usually do is put the washi all the way along and then get my X-Acto knife and cut out the place where the numbers are. I'll show you a few more examples. Absolutely love this zigzag washi, and I've changed the numbers as well because I was redating, and it just complements the whole spread. So much better than leaving it completely plain. If you've got as many different pattern washi tapes as I have, it's a great way to use them. Here's an example with scalloped washi. I'm a big fan of scallop washi. This is the Doodlebug scallop, but now Planything has her own scallop washi. And a couple more examples. This is just some very thin plain washi, but goes really well with the orange spread that I was doing. And finally, here's a planning spread, and I just use this black and white washi as a bit of a contrast at the top. So if you haven't used washi to highlight the dates in your planner, then why not give it a go? Here's tip number 3. If you're building any sort of scene in your planner, rather than just putting the scene down, it's always great to use washi as the base for your scene. So for example, in this spread, it's a forest theme. I've used this grid washi and plaid washi to represent the ground, and then I've built the scene on top of it. Here's another example. Grid washi is perfect for this purpose. I've made lots of little scenes with these cute Planything stickers and just used the green grid washi as the carpet. It's so simple, but it really does look so much better than just putting the scenes down without the washi. I love this little cat rolling on the carpet here. The obvious ones are if you're making a summer spread, to use yellow for the beach or green for any sort of forest spread. And if I'm using houses, I often use greys and blacks to show the pavement. Let's show you a couple more examples. For this one, I use some scalloped washi to represent the river. Scallop washi is perfect for any sort of sea or water spread. You can actually buy things like road washi, and I have this grass washi that I use a lot in my spreads. That's perfect for building a scene on. And in this one, I just use some patterned black washi for the road where the stick babes were going trick-or-treating. It's a nice simple idea, and scenes are always fun to make, not in real life, but in your planner. Now let's switch it up with a few functional washi ideas with tip number 4. Using washi to make boxes is particularly useful if you don't have boxes the size you want them. So for example, this was my list of sticker books that I bought throughout the years, and you can see I needed a very large box. So I just used some of the Happy Planner skinny washi to create my own boxes. It's quite simple to do. I don't think I need to demonstrate. I'm sure you've seen other planners do it. And the other good thing I find about making your own boxes is you can get the colours to match. If you can't find actual box stickers that match with the colours of your spread, you can find some washi that might match. Here I've used some scallop washi just to make this box in the middle. And on this one, another functional page. I needed big boxes for the spring release items, so I used some skinny washi and added this scallop detail at the bottom. I can't say that I've done it often in my planner spreads. I use it more for special pages. Now let's move on to my next functional tip. If you don't have the Happy Planner checklist pages like this, then using washi tape to create rows and columns is a great way to make your own checklist page. Let's show you what I mean. Here is a wish list page I made many years ago because it's got the Missmaker disc washi tape on it. That's how I know how old it is. And I just listed things that I really wanted to buy. Another reason I can tell it's old is it's got Squad Girl sticker book on it with a tick because of course I did pick it up. So this must date back to probably 2018. I made this one as a Christmas card list, and I actually for quite a few years just photocopied this page and kept this one as a master, but now I've got my own Christmas planner which I set up last year. Here's another very old one that I made all the way back in 2020, so I've actually just taken the 0 off and added a 4 because I think it would be useful for me to list my craft spending for the year. So I've used washi to set up the rows and columns, and I've got the month, what I bought, where I got it from, the price, and then how much for the month. I don't know why I didn't use it in 2020, probably because I'd spent a bit too much. This year it should be a lot more manageable. Let's get back to some more decorative tips with tip number 6. This one I use a lot in my planner, sectioning off an area that I really want to decorate and be a highlight of the page. This one I actually went to town because not only did I section off the area across, but I divided up the decorative squares as well. Really love this spread. Often when I section off an area on my page, it's because I want to spell out a word. Like on this Halloween page, I do have a video where I talk about different ways to use alphabet stickers in your planner. So that's another one you may want to check out. But I wanted to show you some examples where I'm not using a word, like this one. And I use this washi tape here just to section this decorative area off. This is a rare occasion that I used stamps in my planner. And I really like the use of washi in separating the decorative from the functional. You can clearly see this is my decoration and this is where I'm going to put all my plans. Here's one more example of using washi to section off an area in a Bujo style spread. Just use some cute butterfly Happy Planet skinny washi. This is pure decoration and then the rest is for function. And one more example where I've used washi here to section off this area where I've used some scrapbook paper and lots of decorative stickers, and then the functional part of the spread is at the top and the bottom. On to the next tip. I would say that I use washi as a border mainly on my currently pages. I do it quite often with this script washi. So on this July page from a few years back, I've just put it all the way across the top and the bottom and then decorated in the middle. You don't have to use wide washis to create a border. Here's a page where I actually took some of the skinny Happy Planner washi just to go all the way round the page. It finishes it off really nicely. You don't have to go all the way round the four edges of the page. I use this grid on this April currently page just at the top and the bottom. And here's a spread I made where I used plaid washi mixed with some scallop washi just down the sides. I think scallop washi is the perfect washi for just taking a plain piece of paper, adding some to the top or the bottom or the sides, and it makes a really pretty page. This was an old sticker hunt page and I just used a strip of washi all the way across the top. In my Planything planner, this was a video showing the previous Planything release. And you can see what a lovely border you can make with just one piece of scallop or layering several like I've done at the bottom. We'll stick with this planner for my next tip. I love to use scrapbook paper in my planner and I have a lot of it, but you may not be in the position to have a lot of scrapbook paper if you're not a scrapbooker or crafter, but you may have a lot of washi. So you can use that washi, particularly if you've got wide washi, to create the effect of scrapbook paper. Like on this spread here, I just took several strips of washi to create this background area. Could have done the same with scrapbook paper, but it works just as well with washi. I don't do this very often in my planners because I do have a lot of scrapbook paper, but here's one more example. I used 3 strips of Planything grid washi to create this whole decorative area. Could have done the same with a strip of scrapbook paper, but I really like how you can create colourful backgrounds with washi tape too. The last 2 tips I'm actually going to demonstrate because they're both things that I haven't yet used in my planner, but I'm planning to try out. So here's tip number 9. I'm going to use the new Planything washi to show this, and I'm just going to fill a box with this really pretty flower pattern. This would be good if you were doing a checkerboard spread. And if you like decorative boxes, which I have to say I don't use very much, this is another variation on that. So all you do is fill an area with washi like this. And if you have a wide washi, that would be easier because you could fill it in one go. Then what you can do is just find something like a circle sticker. Or a shape sticker with a quote in it. I found this one that I'm not likely to be using in the Pastel Tropic sticker book. You are a total champ. And then you can turn that into a decorative box. Definitely something I'm going to give a go in a future spread, so watch out for that. My last tip is another one I've not tried before, and I'm looking forward to seeing how well it works. If, like me, you're not really a fan of clear stickers, we have some in this Seaside Bliss sticker book that was part of the Planything sub box last month. It sold out, but I understand that Amber is going to be restocking this on its own, not as part of a sub box, so you will be able to get hold of it. It's a 20 sticker sheet book, and I will link the video so you can see the flip. But we have these beautiful shells, but they are line drawings, and I don't really use black and white stickers very much in my spread, so I thought I could turn them into coloured stickers using some washi. I don't know how well this is going to work, but I'm going to give it a go. I've got a little scrap of label paper. Never throw away any of your scraps. And I think I'll use this chevron washi that came from the previous sub box. It seems a shell-like colour. And I'll just lay a couple of strips down. I think that will probably be enough. And I'm going to place the clear sticker over the top to turn it into a colour sticker. Just cut around it. Probably smaller scissors would be better. I don't know why I'm not a fan of the black and white stickers. I don't think I've ever used them in a spread. Let me know in the comments if you use them and what sort of spreads you make with them. Are they just monochromatic spreads? But I suppose I like colour in my planner. I know there are quite a few black and white florals in some of the sticker books. So now, don't know how well you can see it, but we have a really pretty shell sticker with the pattern of the chevron as well. Let's do one more. Here's an example of a Happy Planner sticker book, Fancy Blooms, quite an old one, but it has these line art florals. So I'm going to change one of those. I was going to get rid of all these sticker sheets with the clear lines, but this might be a way of saving them. I'm not quite sure how it will look with the grid. I think the less obvious the patterns, the better. So the hexagonal washes would be a good choice. That chevron washi was a good choice. Not quite sure how big I need to do this. Just a couple more. And I've got so much washi. I said in the video where I was making the washi stickers, it may look like a bit of a waste of washi, but I've yet to finish a roll. Let's see, I think that's enough. I'm not sure this one will look quite as good because of the very white grid. So I think you probably need to pick your washies carefully. But I'm looking forward to experimenting with this idea and seeing what I can come up with that works. For example, I know in one sticker book there are some books that are clear stickers, so you could make each book a different colour with a different strip of washi. aren't many of these black stickers, but they definitely do crop up in certain sticker books. So now I've got this flower, and it's just something very different, a different look for my planner. So that might be something you want to give a try. I hope you found this video useful. And if you did, why not subscribe to my channel and click the notifications bell so you find out when my next video is up. Check out the Planything website for the washi tape sub box. I don't have the planner sub box this time because stock is extremely limited, but if you're quick, you may be able to grab that too. I really appreciate all of you who've used my link in the past to shop. You can't use my code Julie10 on sub boxes, but there are a lot of items on sale on the Planything website at the moment, and you can use my discount code on those. So why not check my link in the description and visit the Planything website now. Let me know in the comments what your favourite way to use washi is, and I hope you have a great week. Happy planning, take care, and see you soon.